I do not actually have a digital copy of the exact review y'all were given, so I'm just going to do it on this piece of paper. So the first thing it asks is to draw a picture of a quadrilateral. And a quadrilateral is just any four-sided object. So it could be a square. It could be a rectangle. It could be a rhombus, which is just a tilted square. It could be a parallelogram, which is a tilted rectangle. It could be a kite. It could be a trapezoid. Or any four-sided object, which also looks like this. This is a concave quadrilateral. 2 is to draw a parallelogram, which of course the general parallelogram is a tilted rectangle, but parallelograms are also actual rectangles. They are also rhombuses, which is a tilted square, and also squares. 3 is just what is a diagonal. And on any type of quadrilateral, they are just the diagonal lines going from corner to corner. So that's a diagonal. That's a diagonal. And then if you have like another type of polygon, the diagonals go from corner to corner always. So those are all diagonals as well. That one. That last one is not. And that one is a diagonal of a pentagon. A rectangle is, of course, the general looking rectangle. And then a square is also a rectangle. A rhombus is the general looking rhombus, just a tilted square. But a rhombus is also a square. A square, y'all know what a square looks like. A square is also the only regular quadrilateral. Remember that regular polygons are, they all have equal sides and equal angles. Well, square is the only quadrilateral that has equal sides and equal angles. And then 7 is a trapezoid. So there's that type of trapezoid. You also see trapezoids that look like this. The next one is number 14, which looks like this. And there is 112 here, and 12 here, and 7 here. So don't forget that this side is congruent to this one. So if it's 7, that means this right side is also 7. This side is congruent to this one. So if that's 12, this is also 12. This angle is congruent to this angle. So if that's 112, this is also 112. And then this angle here plus this angle here add to be 180. So 180 minus 112 is 68. So this is 68 degrees, and if this is 68, then this is also 68. It's a parallelogram that looks like this. Mine's a little wider, but essentially it's still the same. Okay, so if this little part here is 10, then this part here is 10 as well. If this side is 10, then this whole side is 10 also. If this is 62, you see how this is two lines, parallel lines, cut by a transversal. So the 62 and this angle right here are alternate interior angles, which are congruent, which makes this 62 degrees also. And then lastly, if this is 33 degrees, this angle here is vertical to that, so that makes it 33 degrees also. If this side is 20, this side is also 20. If this side is 28, this side is also 28. But it says that that side is 2b, so 2b is equal to 28. That means that b is 14. This right here is two parallel lines cut by a transversal. So if this is 42, then this one right here is 42 as well. But it says that is 3y. So divide by 3. And y is 14. Lastly, it's asking what this top right corner is right here. So remember that this whole angle here, this whole entire thing, plus this angle here have to add to be 180. So we have to figure out what this entire angle is. So 70 plus 42 is equal to 112. So for the pink one, we do 180 minus 112, which is 68. So this pink part is 68. But it says for x. So 4x is equal to 68 divided by 4. And x is 17. So if this is 123, this would also be 123, but it says that it is 3y. Divide both sides by 3, and y is 41. Also, this side and this side together add to be 180. So 180 minus 123 gives me 57. So if this side is 57, this side is 57, but it says that this is 2x minus 5. So add 5 to both sides. 2x is 62. Divide by 2. X is 31. Okay, for the diagonals, this is 2x, and this is x plus 9. Always, these diagonals are split perfectly in half, so that means that 2x is actually equal to x plus 9. Solve for x. X is equal to that. This is 3y minus 9. This is y plus 12. On a parallelogram, those sides are congruent. Solve for y. 2y minus 9 equals 12. Add 9. Two y is equal to 21, so y is 10 and a half. This is 45, and if you look, parallel lines cut by a transversal, so if this is 45, this is also 45. And it says that's 3x, so 3x is equal to 45. Divide both sides by 3, and x is 15. It says this top is 7y, and the bottom is 4y plus 21, which those are equal to each other, so make them equal and solve. It gives me 3y is equal to 21, divide both sides by 3, and y is 7. Okay, so for right now, it says that wy is 19, so all of this is 19. Then it asks what is zx, what is this here? Which of course it is 19, because if it's a rectangle, they are congruent. Here's another one. It says, again, if wy is 19, what is wt? So just this part of it right here. So of course you divide 19 divided by 2, which is 9.5 or 9.5, whichever one you want. It says tx is 4.5, so this right here, ooh, wow, that right there, 4.5. What is wy? What is the whole thing? So of course for yellow, that would be 4.5 times 2, which is 9. (23) gives me a rectangle, and you always should draw everything. So my rectangle, which is GALS, because it says the diagonals are GL and AS. If GL is 3a plus 6, and AS, and remember that those are actually equal to each other, and AS is 5a minus 18. What is A? So move your A's all over to one side. 6 is equal to 2a minus 18. Add 18 to both sides. 2a is equal to 24. Divide both sides by 2. And a is 12. Draw your rectangle. And it has to be done like this, because BO and OS are diagonals which intersect at X. If XOB, so XOB, this angle right here, is 70, then the measure of YSO is what? YSO. What is this angle measure here? So remember that these are two parallel lines cut by a transversal, and those are alternate interior angles, which makes this 70 degrees. It also asks what BSO is, which is this angle here. Don't forget that this is a 90-degree angle right here. The whole angle is 90 degrees. So 90 minus 70 is 20. 25 says QP is 6. Find RT, this whole thing. So don't forget that the two diagonals are equal. So RT is equal to 2 times 6, which is 12. Or 26. QT is 8. Find RS, which is, of course, just 8. 27. You have a rectangle. RAIN with Y in the middle, and it says that YR is 3x. This right here is 3x, and NY is 18. So this right here is 18. All these diagonals have the same length, so 3x is equal to 18. X is 6. The measure of angle 1 is 55. So if that is 55, what is 2? Don't forget that both of these have to add to be 90. So 90 minus 55 is 35. Measure of angle 3 is 110. So this angle here is 110. Let's show the measure of angle 4. So if you see, both of those added together actually make up this whole line, so they have to be 180. So what we have to do is subtract 110 from 180, which is 70. IT is 6, so this is 6. Find FS. So what is this entire length of just that little part is 6. So don't forget, both of these diagonals are the same length. So if half is 6, all of it is 12. You have a square, MNOP. What is the measure of MNP? MNP is just this angle here. Remember that these diagonals split this 90-degree angle in half. So half of 90 is 45 degrees. We use the same square on the next 3. It says if AEB, this angle right here, is 3x, find x. So if you remember, these bisect at 90-degree angles. So 3x equals 90, divide by 3, and x is 30. 33. BAC is 9x. So this right here is 9x. So remember that this again, this is a 90-degree angle. Half of it is 45. So 9x is equal to 45. Divide both sides by 9. And x is 5. Is 2x plus 4. And CD is 3x minus 5. This is a square, so all sides are equal. Solve for x. X is 9. We have a rhombus, so it's a tilted square. ACKJ, where AC is 6y plus 4, and CK is 5y plus 8. And KJ is 3y plus 16. Find the value of y. This is a rhombus, so all the sides are the same length, so make anything equal to the other side and solve. So 6y plus 4 equals 5y plus 8. You could have picked any ones, it does not matter. This leaves me with y plus 4 is equal to 8. Subtract 4 on both sides. Y is 4. Six. We have another rhombus. We have PQRS. And it says PQS, PQS. So right here is 3x plus 10. And SQR is x plus 40. Don't forget that this bisects this, so both of these angles are congruent. So 3x plus 10 is equal to x plus 40. Move your x over. Move your 10 over. Divide by 2. X is 15. Says EH and FG are congruent. EH and FG. So this is the same as this side. If the measure of angle E is 65, then what is the measure of angle G? Well, if this is 65, this is 65, and this have to add to be 180. So it is 180 minus 65, which is 115. Then it asks what the measure of GKJ is. GKJ. So that is this angle right here. Which, if you look, these are parallel lines cut by a transversal. This angle here and this angle here, I don't know if you remember, but they are called corresponding angles, and they are congruent. So GKJ is 65. EF is 36. JK is 4x. GH is 2x plus 6. And the formula was that if you add the top and the bottom, the bases together, and divide by 2, it gives you the median. So 2x plus 6 plus 36, all of that divided by 2 equals 4x. Simplify the top. 2x plus 42 divided by 2 is equal to 4x. To get this 2 out of the denominator, we can divide both of these tops by 2, but you have to divide both of them, that and that as well. So 2x divided by 2 is just x. 42 divided by 2 is 21. Move the x over. 21 is equal to 3x. Divide both sides by 3. X is 7. 41. You have a trapezoid. Measure of the base of trapezoid are 18 centimeters and 24 centimeters. What is the measure of the trapezoid's median? So 18 plus 24 divided by 2, which is 30 centimeters. And it is, AT is parallel to MH. So MATH, yes, it still has to be labeled around in a circle, but MH has to be parallel to AT. The measure of angle M is 3x minus 9. And the measure of angle H is x plus 3. Find H. And since it's an isosceles trapezoid, these are congruent. So 3x minus 9 is equal to x plus 3. Subtract x from both sides. 2x minus 9 is equal to 3. Add 9 to both sides. 2x is equal to 12. And x is equal to 6. And it's an isosceles, which means that the diagonals are congruent. So AC, which is this one, is 25. And DB is 5x, so make them equal and solve. 5x is equal to 25. X is 5. 26. Don't ask me about the numbering system on this. Find the sum of the measure of interior angles of a decagon. Find the measure of interior angles. You use this formula. And a decagon, where n is the amount of sides. And a decagon is a 10-sided object. So 10 minus 2 times 180. 10 minus 2 is 8 times 180, which is 1440. Is what all the angles will add up to. 27 is the same type of problem, but it's asking for a undecagon, which is an 11-sided object. So 11 minus 2 times 180, 9 times 180 is 1620. 41, the second 41, says that A is 2, 3, and B is -4, -6. Find the slope of AB. So the slope, remember, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So -6 minus 3 over -4 minus 2. -9 over -6. Which then reduces to 3 over 2. You can also do 9 divided by -9 divided by -6 in your calculator and hit math, enter, enter. 42. Find the midpoint of those two. So remember, midpoint is the average of your x's and the average of your y's. So we have -4 plus 2 divided by 2, and -6 plus 3 divided by 2, which is equal to -2 over 2 and -3 over 2, which is -1 and 3 over 2 negative. And that's the end of your review.